Hey guys, it's Melissa Schaefer. I am going to help you figure out a game plan on how to get to Diamond. This game plan can be done as quickly or as long as you need. If it's 30 days, that's super aggressive. You can do it. If it's 2 years, that's not a big deal. I just want to remind you that Diamond is a really huge place to get to, and depending on where you're at in your life will depend on how quickly you can do it. If I had been trying for Diamond 2 years ago, it probably would have taken me over a year to get there, just the place I was in life. But there is no other company you can go from distributor pay to Diamond pay in a year. And so if a year is your plan, be proud of it. Don't feel bad about it. Just work your plan, have weekly and monthly goals, and you're going to get there. So I want you to print out your Diamond sheet so that you understand what I'm saying. I'm going to assume that you have no Diamond or no distributors, and I'm going to assume you have no volume right now. So the other thing we're going to do is assume that you are doing this entire, filling this entire chart all by yourself. That won't happen. You will sign up distributors who will then sign up distributors and loyal customers. But in order for you to make sure that you are taking care of the big picture, that's what we're going to work with. This is the plan that I did when I went Diamond. I was Ruby 1 month, and 5 weeks later I was Diamond, so the plan seems to work. So anyway, so each of these boxes represents a distributor, and each distributor has to have at least 400 group volume before, and all this has to be filled before you can be Diamond. If you're not familiar with a group volume or it's still confusing to you, just talk to your leader and they can explain that more to you. Okay, I'm going to grab my whiteboard so that I can just kind of write out what our plan is. So we need 24 distributors. The biggest thing we're going to focus on today is how to get volume, but remember that volume doesn't really matter if you have no distributors. So as I'm telling you the plan, just keep in the back of your head that each step of the way, everybody you come into contact with, anyone that you think would be good at this job, anyone you think that could be blessed by this job, just say, hey, could I chat with you about my experience with being a part of It Works, or whatever is comfortable for you to say. So I'm going to focus mostly on the volume, on how to get the volume in the loyal customers, and I'm just going to assume that along the way you are asking people if they would be interested in joining the team, okay? So 24 distributors is what we need. You take the boxes, there's 24 boxes, each box needs 400 volume. You multiply that by 24. I'm going to just round up to 10,000 to make it easy. So you need 10,000 in volume before you can be Diamond. Obviously you need 24 distributors, but you need 10,000 volume. So now how do you go about getting that? You need to get loyal customers. So what you need to do is figure out how many loyal customers you need to fulfill 10,000 in volume. So what I did is I went through my loyal customers at the time that I started doing this plan, and I figured that each loyal customer averaged about 80 BV. If you seem to have a higher average or a lower average, then you might want to put that in here. If you have no loyal customers under you, you can either use my formula or you can chat with your leader and see for your area what might be a more reasonable average. So this is what I'm going by. So 80 BV. So we need to figure out how many loyal customers we need. Well, so you need to take 80 and divide it into 10,000, and that is 125 loyal customers needed, okay? So how do we get 125 loyal customers? That is the question. So I'm going to tell you that about parties. I chose to go the party route. I have 5 kids. It's way easier for me to get out of the house for one party here and there versus every day trying to go out and wrap different people. But if you're going to try to do this individually and you want to sign on 125 loyal customers, then I recommend that you probably try to seek out 150 people to try to wrap, whether they come to you or you go to them. So I did parties. So I figured that I could probably average about 4 loyal customers per party. Okay. And so I needed to figure out how many parties I would need to do to get that. So after doing all this figuring, I realized that I needed to do about 30 parties to get to 125 loyal customers. Now so for me, I planned 25 parties actually in a 8-week period, because I knew that my distributors that I would start signing would have their own parties, and they would start signing distributors and loyal customers. And so I ended up with way more than 25 parties in an 8-week period because of my distributors. But I wanted to, again, assume that I was doing this by myself. So as you start filling in distributors into this sheet, you start placing volume and having them place volume underneath each of your distributors to make sure that you have enough. So if you do 30 parties, you can figure out how many parties can you do a week. Can you do 1 party a week? Well, then it's going to take you 30 weeks. Can you do 3 parties a week? Then you can do it in 10 weeks. Maybe you're going to try to do 30 parties in 30 days and then take a big old nap afterwards. You need to take this information and figure out how it fits into your life. And if you're going to meet people one-on-one, then you need to figure out how many people a day can you meet. Can you meet 1 person a day? Then it's going to take you 125 days. Can you meet 2 people a day or 5 people, whatever it is. So take those numbers, figure that out. And along the way, every party you go to, every time you're wrapping someone individually, I would say, can I just share with you what it is that I'm doing? And see if this would be something you would want to do. And you're going to sign up distributors along the way. How I got this many parties, I basically just went to Facebook and sent out messages to all of my friends. If they were local friends, I asked if they'd be willing to get some friends together and wrap. I said that they could wrap for free and their friends could wrap for just $25. I actually don't use the word party. I feel like party is scary to people sometimes, so I just say get together. I also did some Facebook parties. You don't get as great of a response from Facebook parties as far as commitments to being a loyal customer than you do in person, but Facebook parties are a fantastic way to hone your skills on explaining things to people. It's a great way to get information out to a huge amount of people. I always make sure my Facebook parties are public so that when I'm doing them, all of my friends can suddenly, it's up in their feed and then they just join. So that's how I went about it. If I wanted to schedule 25 Facebook parties, I probably messaged 200 people. So don't think that you're going to message 25 people and get 25 Facebook or 25 parties, because that's not how it works. If I signed 20 distributors last month, I probably talked or asked 50 people if I could talk to them about being a distributor. So you need to go way above and beyond the number that you actually need. That you need to talk to way more people than that. 200 people I asked if they wanted to get friends together. Some of them just said no thank you. A lot of them never even responded to me. But clearly I got enough parties that I was able to get enough distributors and loyal customers that I went diamond. So if you have any questions about this, I would love for you to leave a comment here, or you can email me, wrapwithmiss@gmail.com. Miss is M-I-S-S. And I'm so excited. It's super fun. The journey is amazing. You're going to be tired, especially if you do this in a really short period of time. If you're doing the Diamond Dash versus a Diamond Marathon, either way it can be exhausting, but just be prepared that if you do it for a very short period of time, it is, you're going to be very tired. You're going to have a dirty house. You're not going to see your family the way you normally do. You're probably not going to eat as healthy as you normally do. I do yoga like 6 times a week, and in the last 6 weeks, I have probably done yoga 6 times total. And I would also really recommend that if you're going to do this in a really short period of time, where you're going to be gone several nights a week doing parties and you're going to be working at night, there's a lot of interaction on Facebook at night, so I tend to work from like noon until bedtime. Right now, talk to your family. If you're married, talk to your spouse. If you have kids, talk to your kids and make sure that everybody's on board. I came up with this plan, figured out how many parties I need to do and how many weeks I wanted to do it. And I shared it with my husband. When he agreed, then I talked to my kids about it and just explained, I'm not going to be as available. You guys are going to have to do a little bit more around the house. But I explained what it would mean, that, we were going to be able to go on a vacation and finish our basement, that kind of thing. And so yeah, I think that if you communicate to the people that it's going to affect and you have a good plan in place, then you're not going to just wander and you're going to know exactly what you need to do. And yeah, so good luck. I'm excited. I'm very excited for you to get to Diamond.